where's my little cursor here? Does it work? Yeah, well, here we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. So it's time for us to take a look-see at some new stuff about things in a circle. We've been messing around with circles. Let's keep going. So you learned about this guy before, about this particular angle in a circle. And if you recall, this is called that's right, it's an inscribed angle. And the inscribed angle is how much of its arc? That's right, it's equal to half. So if, for example, this, get out of here, was 50 degrees. Measure of arc AC would be, that's right, you guys, would be 100 degrees. Now, if you notice, it is created by two chords. AB and BC are both chords. And the vertex sits on the circle, and that's pretty cool. So we know that the measure of angle X degrees is equal to 1/2 the measure of arc AC. Now, there's another situation where you have two chords intersecting in a circle, and if you notice, the angle doesn't sit on the circle, nor does it sit on the center of the circle. It just kind of hangs out inside the circle. Now, I'm curious to know how I would find the measure of that angle, given the fact that it doesn't have, its vertex sitting on the circle, where I know it's definitely half, or it comes from the center, i.e. a central angle. So what's going on with that? Let's find out. So let's make this arc 40 degrees. And let's make this arc 100 degrees, okay? Now, the cool thing is we can create inscribed angles by connecting D to F and from connecting E to G. Now, by doing that, you should notice we created two pretty triangles, okay? And not only that, but we've created two inscribed angles, right? So EFD is now an inscribed angle, and EGD is also an inscribed angle that intercepts arc DE. So if that's the case, so if that's 40 degrees, you guys should say to me, hey, I know this angle is equal to 20 degrees, right? And because he intercepts the same arc, he's also 20 degrees. Furthermore, this angle right here, angle GDF, is also an inscribed angle, as is his buddy over here, angle E, because they both intercept arc FG. So if I make this angle here intercepts that arc right there. So if this is 100 degrees, this guy right over here should be 50 degrees. Get over here. And this guy should also be 50. Now the cool thing is that you remember that the angles of a triangle all add up to how much? That's right, it's 180. So 50 and 20 gives me 70, so that means I got 110 degrees left over here, and his buddy over here is also 110 degrees. And do you remember what these two add up to, you guys? I hope you said 180, so therefore this is 70 degrees. Now what's interesting and what I want you to take a look at is, here's angle X, right? It has this arc here. I should have used a different color to change it to orange. This arc here, right? And this arc here. Now, if I take 40 and I add it to 100, right, I get 140. If I divide it by 2, what do I get? I get 70, which happens to be that angle right there. Now, I wonder if it works every single time, and let's find out if, in fact, it does. So I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to insert a new picture, and I'm going to open. And what I'm going to do is we're going to pick more values. So let's go over here. Let's make this 60 degrees. And let's make this 110 degrees, okay? Now, if I go through my usual stuff here, and I create that, right? And if you said to me, let's predict what it's going to be, if I do 110 plus 60 and divide it by 2, I'm going to get 170 divided by 2, and half of 170 is, come on guys, is 85 degrees, exactly. So if you did it on your calculators and want to hit pause, you could do that. So let's find out if it actually works. So again, this is 60 degrees. This is my inscribed angle, so that should be 30. And he should also be 30. 110, which makes this guy 55, and makes this guy 55. So 30 and 55 is 85, leaving me 95 over here and making this 85 over here. Holy crap, it works. Are you sure it works? Well, let's find out yet one more time. Oh, see why you're so annoying. Okay. I should go with a new picture first before I do that. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to go here, get my little picture, open this baby up. So if I were to say this, if you were to pick your own numbers, and if you were like, yeah, I'm going to pick my own numbers, you would also come up with the same idea that if hypothetically this is, let's make this, oh, I'm not writing. Okay, 71 degrees. and this guy over here is 109 degrees, right? If we go and do our thing here, if I did 71 plus 109 divided by 2, that gives me 70 is one. Actually, how funny is that? Divided by 2, so that's 90 degrees. So this happens to be a 90-degree angle in this instance. And if you were to do your la 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 la, create your inscribed angles, it would totally work out, right? So if we were to do it in general, right? So if we're to do it in general, I'm doing this again, new picture, come on. If I were to do this again, then in general, it's basically telling me, right, that the measure, let's change the color to pink, I really like the pink one. The measure of angle x degrees is equal to, I want to call this y degrees and z degrees, okay, is equal to z degrees plus y degrees all over 2. So it's the average of those two arcs. So if we were to do a new example, right, so if we were to do a couple of examples, we could totally do it, right? So think about it. If I have, let's say that I said that this, I could actually just go ahead and make this nice and simple. If I make this, actually we're going to go over here. Let's get crazy. Let's find out what m degrees is. If I know that this is 102 degrees and this is 94 degrees, how am I going to get m? So m is equal to 102 plus 94 divided by 2. So I have to get my calculator out because I'm just so lazy right now. So 102 plus 94, I hope you guys are doing that too, divided by 2 gives me 98 degrees. So I know that m is equal to 98 degrees. So when my angle's inside the circle like this, you take your two arcs, add them, and divide by 2. Oh, well, that's kind of cool. Well, what if I actually give you, x and I say, let's go find the measures of one of the arcs. So let's say, for example, I make this guy, because these two are vertical, so they're going to be equal. So if I make this guy, looks like 74 degrees, and I say that this is 81 degrees, and I want to find out what y is equal to. Well, I know that this is 74 degrees over here because they're vertical. If you apply the rule that if I add my two arcs and I divide by 2, it's going to give me 74, you could just do 81 plus y divided by 2 is equal to 74. Okay? Now, all you have to do is multiply both sides by 2. And if I multiply this side by 2, my 2's cancel, and I'm just left with 81 plus y equals, and then 74 times 2 is simply 148. Now, if I want to find y, I just simply subtract 81 from both sides, and I get y is equal to 148 minus 81, which is 67 degrees. So that means that this arc over here is going to be 67 degrees. And if I do 67 plus 81, and I divide it by 2, I get 74. So this arc is, in fact, 67 degrees. How cool is that, right? All right, let's do a couple more, and then I'm going to send you guys off into the sunset, okay? So what I'm going to do is go with a new one. New picture. New, here we go. Okay. And go with a new picture. And I wonder if I go over here to my new shapes. How do you find out where do the shapes go? That's not what I wanted. Get the heck out of here. Don't you love how you guys are completely a part of this, as I have no idea what the heck I'm looking for? You know what? Schwa's just going to draw her own pretty circle, which, guys, how good was that? All right. So I have this here, and I have that there. And I'm going to make you guys figure this one out. So I want to know what a degrees is. If this is 109 degrees, and this is 54 degrees. I want to find A. Okay, find A. All right, now, I hope you guys hit pause now. Can you please hit pause and figure this one out on your own? Can you? Now, hit pause. Okay, if you hit pause, I'm very proud of you, and you actually went and figured it out. If you noticed, I gave you this angle over here, but you need to find this angle so you could use the rule. And you should recognize that these two angles are supplementary, so 109 less 180 is equal to 71 degrees. So this guy is 71 degrees. Because remember, it's 1, 2, 3. Those guys are the ones who have the relationship. So if you apply your rule, you should have a plus 54 divided by 2 is equal to 71, right? That's an a, not a 9. Okay? Now, if I want to solve for a, I have to multiply both sides by 2. And if I multiply both sides by 2, the 2 here gets canceled. Oops, that's a 54 equals. And then 71 times 2 is 142. Yes, I haven't had any sleep, so I can't really do any math in my head right now. And if I want to find out what a is equal to, I subtract 54 from both sides. 54, that's supposed to be a 54. So 142 less 54 is 88 degrees. So the measure of that arc is equal to 88 degrees. Okay, so I wish you guys the best of luck. And I'm going to give you some homework problems in the textbook, and you're going to apply what you figured out here. Proud of you.